everybody, welcome to class today. Today we're going to be doing an hour-long hip-focused class, so lots of hip strength, lots of hip openers. If you do like these classes, please remember to like and subscribe, and if you've got any class suggestions or any feedback, feel free to let us know on Instagram. We're going to get started today at the back of the mat in Child's Pose. So take a couple of nice deep breaths here in Child's Pose, settling into your space. Your arms can be extended out in front of you or by your sides. And start to breathe in and out through the nose, feeling the expansion of the rib cage against the legs. And then the deflation of the belly as you exhale. And with each breath, try and sink the hips a little lower. Take one more breath here, maybe set an intention for class today. And then on your next inhale, make your way up to all fours, knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders. Oh my goodness. Inhale, cow belly. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. One more like this. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And then come to neutral. Take the hands about a handprint forward. Inhale, cow belly. And then this time as you exhale, round the spine and then press the hips back towards the heels. Inhale, bend the elbows, shine the sternum forward as you come through cow belly. Exhale, round the spine, press the hips back. Inhale, bend the elbows, lead with the sternum, come through cow. And two more like this. Take it at the pace of your own breath. And really try and feel into every part of the movement. And then come back to neutral. Take the hands back underneath the shoulders. Inhale, sweep the right arm forward. And then as you exhale, take the left leg back, either keeping the foot on the floor or taking the leg up to the height of the hip. And then take your right hand and reach back and feel your pelvis. If your left hip's dropping way down, you really want to fire up through the right leg to draw the left hip in line with the right. And then reach everything long. And then as you exhale, you're going to sweep the right arm off to the right, left leg off to the left. Inhale, reach it long. Exhale, sweep to the side. Inhale, reach it long. Exhale to the side, and this time we'll hold. Try and keep the foot up around the height of the hip. Even height through the hips. Even height through the shoulders. Two more breaths. And then take the right hand down. Take the left leg down to the side. Maybe the sole of the foot comes to the floor and stay here, or start to sink the hips back towards the right heel, working the arms forward. And then inhale, bring yourself back up to all fours. Take the hands back underneath the shoulders. Inhale, lift the left leg right up. And then exhale, send it long. One more here. Inhale, reach the right arm. And then as you exhale, bend the left knee, reach back for the foot. Grabbing the foot, ankle, shin, wherever you can grab. And then kicking the foot strongly into the hand. And then inhale, extend the leg long, take the right hand down, kick the right foot off the edge of the mat, and then come into a modified side plank. If you can, try and keep the left foot at the height of the hip, otherwise take the leg down long to the mat. And then you can stay here, or again you can bend the left leg, reaching back for the left leg with the left hand this time, and kick the leg strongly into the hand. Try not to round forward through the chest, try and keep the neck an extension of the spine. You can look down if that's more comfortable. And then inhale, reach everything long. Exhale, take it down to the floor. Inhale, stretch the left arm forward. Exhale, reach the right leg back. And then take the left hand and just make sure that you're even through the pelvis. That might mean hugging the left hip underneath you and really activating through the right glute to lift the right leg. Lengthen again. Inhale. And then exhale, sweep the arm and the leg to the side. Inhale, long. Exhale. Inhale. One more and we hold. Really firing up through the right glute. Strong through the right shoulder girdle. 2 more breaths. And then take the left hand down below the shoulder. Drop the right leg off to the side. Maybe come to the sole of the foot. And then start to sink the hips back. Maybe walking the hands forward a little bit. And if you're super flexible or it's comfortable in your body, you could always sit to the inside of that left heel. Inhale, bring yourself back up. Take the hands back underneath the shoulders. Take an inhale here, and as you exhale, lift the right leg straight off to the right, and then extend it back. Inhale, sweep the left arm long, and then as you exhale, bend the right knee, grabbing back for the right foot, shin, calf, whatever you can grab. And then strongly kicking the foot into the hand. And inhale, extend the right leg long, take the left hand down, kick the left foot off the side of the mat, and then transition into your variation of side angle, either with the leg up or down. And then choose to stay here or bend through the right leg, reaching back for the foot, kicking the foot strongly into the hand, opening the shoulder and the hip. And then inhale, release. Exhale, bring it all back down. Take the hands about a handprint forward. Tuck the toes. Take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, just come to hover the knees. So you're not quite in tabletop hover and you're not quite in downward dog. You're somewhere in between. And take 3 more breaths here. Maybe you play with shifting the weight backwards and forwards, warming up the wrists. And then slowly, leading with the hips, start to take the hips up towards the sky and keep the legs bent until the very last moment, and then start to straighten the knees, heels disappearing behind the toes, downward facing dog. So in your downward facing dog, you want to gather length. It's not so much about how straight you can get the legs, it's about how much length you can get through the torso. And then from here, you're going to bend the knees generously again, lift the right foot, and shift yourself forward slightly towards plank. Cross the right ankle over the left knee in a figure 4, as if you're doing a resting pigeon. And then start to send yourself back into your downward dog, bending or straightening the left knee as much as you feel comfortable. The more bent you have the knee, the easier it's going to be to stretch the right hip. And this won't be the most intense hip stretch you've ever felt, but it's a bit of a different one. And then inhale, shift it back forward to plank. Step the right leg back, shortened plank. And now cross the left ankle over the right knee and start to send yourself back into that figure 4 downward dog. keeping the left ankle strongly flexed. And then inhale, take it back, shortened plank. And then as you exhale, step it back to full plank. You can always feel free to drop the knees here if you wish. We're going to hold for 5 breaths. And feel free to add some movements in here. So maybe circle the torso a few times in one direction and then a few times in the other. Again, warming up through the wrists, feeling anywhere in the body that's stagnant. Also helps to work the muscles around the shoulder girdle. And then inhale, shift forward, lower halfway down. Inhale to plank. Exhale, downward dog. We'll take a few more like that to the breath. Inhale yourself to plank. Exhale, elbows hug, lower halfway down, chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Exhale, dog. One more. Inhale, forward. Exhale, strong through the legs. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward dog. Take the feet a little bit closer together. Inhale, sweep the right leg up. And then exhale, start to open up through the hip, sending the right knee towards the sky. And gently drawing down through the right shoulder to even off through the shoulders. And then inhale, square off through the hips. Exhale, look forward, bring the right knee towards the right elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. 2 more like that. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale. Exhale, right knee, right elbow, and this time we'll hold. And notice if you're side crunching through the body. Try and keep both sides of the torso long and use the hip muscles to draw the knee up towards the armpit and closer towards the elbow. 2 more breaths. Inhale, three-legged dog. And then exhale, step the foot all the way forward, plant it by the right thumb. Drop the back knee, and then inhale, raise up, low lunge. So gently sink the hips down as you elongate through the torso. So don't dump into the lower back. The tail is long towards the floor. Take 1 more breath. And then as you exhale, start to shift the hips back, straightening out through the front leg. Maybe you sneak the front heel forwards a little bit to feel more of a stretch. Wherever you are, inhale, lengthen through the sternum. And then exhale, use the hips to fold you forward a little bit more. So as opposed to just rounding through the spine, try and think of lengthening through the spine and then bending at the hip. And then come back into your low lunge. Take an inhale. Exhale to plank. Lower halfway down, chaturanga. Inhale, plank. 2 more. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Last one. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, sweep the left leg up. Exhale, open the hip, sending the knee up towards the sky. And gently drawing down through the left shoulder to even off the shoulder girdle. And then inhale, even off through the hips, send the left leg long. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. This time we hold. And again, see if you're side crunching. Try and even off the length of the torso and use the hip muscles to draw the knee up and forward. Heel is coming towards the bum. 2 more breaths. And then inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, step the left hand by the left thumb. Drop the back knee. Inhale, sweep yourself up, low lunge. And again here, try and make sure you're even through your pelvis. So if you're rotating the right hip right forward and just sinking into it, you're going to miss the stretch. So take your hands to your pelvis. You want your pelvis to be even height and direction. And that might look a little bit different in terms of adjustments for everybody. Take one more inhale. And then as you exhale, start to shift the weight back, straightening through the front leg, maybe scooting the heel forward slightly. Inhale, lengthen through the sternum, and then exhale, fold. Inhale, come back into low lunge, lifting the back knee. Exhale, plank. 3 times chaturanga, drop the knees if you need to. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look towards the hands, step, walk, float to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sink the hips, chair pose. We'll hold for 5 breaths. Making sure the knees are over the ankles, thinking of drawing the shins back. And then reaching the sternum forward as you reach the tail long. So you're not tucking the lower back or the tailbone. You're just reaching it as a long extension of the spine. Three more breaths, sink a little lower if you can. Relax the toes. And then exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step the right foot back. Line up heel to heel as you drop the back foot on an angle. And then as you inhale, raise up, warrior one. Exhale, take the hands to the hips. As you sink a little bit deeper, try and gently direct the right hip forward, the left hip draws back into the socket, and then strongly ground down through the outside edge of the right foot. So the hips are never going to square, that's fine. What can square is the torso. So try and turn the collarbones to the front of the mat, and then inhale the arms up. 3 more breaths. Keep the strong foundation in the legs. Take one more inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to step to chair at the front of the mat. Inhale here. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step the left leg back, line up for warrior one. And then raise all the way up, warrior one. Again, taking the hands to the hips, strongly ground down through the back foot, so take some weight off the front foot. Keep that grounding as you sink a little deeper. Draw the right femur bone back into the socket, lengthen the tail, and then raise the arms. As always, we think of these alignment points not for how it looks, but so that we can get the most out of the pose and avoid injury. Two more breaths. Take an inhale, and then on your next exhale, step it forward to chair. Take an inhale here. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step back to plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower all the way to the belly. Flip the toes. Inhale, peel the chest forward, cobra. Exhale, lower down. 2 more. Inhale, cobra. Strong through the legs. Exhale, down. Inhale, cobra, and we'll hold. Lengthen through the lower spine. Reach the sternum forward. Maybe hover the arms. Maybe hover the feet. And then either coming back to cobra, or as you plant the feet, take the hands underneath the elbows, hug the elbows in. Inhale, upward dog, knees lift off the mat. And then exhale, roll over the tops of the feet, coming into downward dog. Step the right leg forward, set up for warrior one. Inhale, warrior one. And then exhale, lower it down. This time your choice, all the way or halfway for chaturanga. Inhale can be up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Step the left leg forward, raise up warrior one on your inhale. And then exhale, take it down. Your choice, vinyasa, skip it. Add whatever poses in there feel good to you. And then look towards the top of the mat, step, walk, or float. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale to stand. Surya Namaskar B to the breath. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step, walk, or float. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Step the right leg forward. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, plant the hands, chaturanga or straight to dog. Inhale, up dog, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Step the left leg forward, raise up. Inhale, strong warrior one. And then exhale, your choice, vinyasa or straight to downward dog. Look to the front of the mat, step, walk, or float. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, stand. 2 more rounds. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, vinyasa or straight to dog. Step the right leg forward. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, vinyasa or skip it. Always an option for a single leg vinyasa. Step the left leg forward. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, vinyasa or not. Don't lose the integrity of your poses just for speed. Slow it down to whatever pace you need. Look towards the hands, step, walk, or float. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, stand. Last round. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Right leg steps. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Left leg steps. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Look towards the front of the mat, step, walk, or float. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Shift the weight to the left foot, and then start to lift the right foot off the mat, either coming foot to ankle, foot to shin, or foot to upper inner thigh for tree pose. Wherever you are, taking the hands to the hips, you want both hips facing in the same direction and making sure the left hip's not dropping out. Really draw the left glutes to activate and keep the hips even. And then you can take whatever variation with the hands is working for you. Hopefully you don't have the sun in your eyes, makes balancing a little bit harder. Right knee is drawing towards the back of the mat or back of your space. Take one more breath here. And then as you exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Take an inhale here. And then as you next exhale, you're just going to bring that right leg to hover. So you're not changed anything, except now you don't have the support of the left leg for the right foot, and it's going to be a little bit harder to hold the leg up. You stay here for the next few breaths, or if you want to take the arms back up overhead, feel free to do so. And exhale, slowly release to the floor, and we'll take it to the other side. Take the hands to the hips, shift the weight to the right leg, and then take your variation of tree pose. The foot can be anywhere on the leg as long as it's not directly over the knee. The right leg strongly pushes into the left foot and the left foot into the leg. Try and even off as best you can through the hips and pelvis. And then take whatever arm variation you're feeling on this side. It might be different to the other side, and that's okay. If you want to challenge your balance, you can look up or close your eyes. And take one more inhale here. And then as you exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Inhale here. And then as you exhale, you're just going to bring the left leg to float. Try and keep the height. Try and keep the knee coming towards the back of the space. And then again, choose to stay with the hands at the heart or take an arm variation. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, bring everything down. Come back to the top of your mat if you moved. Inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step the right foot back. This time set yourself up for crescent. Knees are hips, feet are hips distance apart. And then as you inhale, bend slightly through the back leg. Raise the arms up overhead. Exhale, once again, take the hands to the hips. And just make sure they're even. The left hip isn't jutting out to the side. The right hip's not rotating forward. And then once you're comfortable with that, start to straighten the back leg only so much that you don't overarch the lower back. And then maybe you reach the arms up. Take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, you're going to cactus the arms. Dip the right knee to the floor. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. This time as you exhale, lean the torso forward, reach the arms forward. Inhale here, exhale, sweep the arms behind you. Inhale, keep the left hip hugging underneath you. Exhale, one more, inhale, exhale. And this time as you inhale, you're going to step forward to eagle. So slowly start to shift the weight to the left and then start to cross the right knee over the left knee, taking the right arm underneath the left, maybe giving yourself a hug, maybe coming into the wrap. And your left glute and hip should definitely be talking to you by now. Take 2 more breaths here. And then we're going to come out the way that we came in. So slowly start to unwind. Calm your mind. Yes, you can. Slowly step back into an aeroplane lunge. Take an inhale here. Exhale. Plant the right hand. Inhale. Sweep the left arm up for a nice, simple twist. Really firing up through the right hip so that the twist comes into the spine. And then exhale, planting the hand. And your choice, step it back to downward dog or take it through a vinyasa. Always optional. And look towards the top of the mat, step, walk or float. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step the left leg back. Line yourself up for crescent pose. Take an exhale here. And then inhale, raise yourself up for crescent. And again, taking the hands to the hips. And just checking your alignment. And then once you're happy, starting to straighten through the back knee as much as is comfortable. 2 more breaths. Inhale here and then exhale, drop the knee. Inhale, raise. Exhale, drop the knee. Inhale, raise. Exhale, drop the knee. Inhale, and then this time exhale, hinge the torso forward, reaching the arms in front of you. Inhale the arms forward, and then exhale, sweep them back. Inhale, right leg hugs under. Exhale, sweep them back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. And then this time as you inhale, step the left leg forward. Woo! Coming into eagle pose on the right leg. Taking the left arm underneath the right. And either giving yourself a hug or coming into the wrap. And take a few breaths here. Lengthen through the torso as you sink through the hips. And then slowly start to unwrap the legs, stepping the leg back as slowly as you can into the aeroplane lunge. Take an inhale, and then as you exhale, plant the left hand, sweeping the right arm up towards the sky for a simple twist. Engaging through the left leg to bring the twist into the spine and not the hips. Take one more inhale here. And then as you exhale, plant the hand. Your choice, vinyasa or not. Look towards the front of the mat. Step, walk or float the hands to the outside, the feet to the outsides of the hands. One day I'll get my anatomy right. And then sink yourself down into Malasana. You can always have a rolled up towel underneath the heels, or you can come out of the squat a little bit if this isn't comfy in your body. Wherever you are, I want you to gently press the knees out as you sink the hips a little lower. Reach the sternum tall. And then choose to stay here, or we can play around with crow pose, bringing the feet together, getting yourself nice and low. Hands are hips distance, elbows bent, making a little shelf. Come up onto the toes and then start to shift the weight forward as you hug the insides of the legs to the backs of the arms. Maybe one leg lifts, maybe two. And then maybe you play here with lifting one leg off, bringing it to the center line. And then maybe you can take it back. I can't. And then maybe you play around with taking the other leg to the center line. Woo! And maybe you come back. And wherever you are, we'll all meet back in Malasana, yogi squat at the front of the mat. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, come all the way to standing. Inhale, sweep the arms at the top. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Come back to the top of the mat. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step, walk or float through a vinyasa or skip it entirely. We'll all meet in downward dog. Inhale, sweep the right leg up. Exhale, step the foot in between the hands. I'm doing badly today. Drop the back foot, heel to arch alignment, and then inhale, raise yourself up into warrior two. So your knees directly above the ankle, your hips are above your shoulders, and you're strongly grounding through the back leg. Your torso is working its way towards the long end of the mat, and what you'll notice is your right knee is going to want to swing in towards the big toe. Hug the hip underneath you. So hip strength is really important for knee health. Your knee's kind of stuck in between your foot and your hip, and whatever they do, your knee kind of cops the brunt of it. Hold here for 2 more breaths. And then as you inhale, start to reach forward, and then exhale, either forearm to thigh, hand to the inside of the leg, or hand to the outside of the leg. You can always use a block. Left arm reaches to the ceiling on an inhale, and then exhale, start to reach it up and overhead. Wherever you are, the weight's through the heel of the right foot, and the knee is gently pushing pinky toe side, lengthening through the spine, as always. Inhale, left arm to the ceiling. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse triangle, straighten the front leg. And then this time as you exhale, you're going to come back through warrior two. Bring the hand to the inside of the right foot. And then start to come down into lizard pose. So walk the right foot over to the right. Both hands are on the inside of the right foot. And you can stay here, or you can drop down to the elbows, only if you can keep the sternum reaching forward and the right knee hugging in. And you can always drop the back knee if that works better in your body. Take 2 more breaths here. And then you're going to start to come up onto the toes of the right leg, hug the right knee into the right shoulder, and then maybe float the right foot off the mat. So you're kind of in like a half crow sort of pose. And then maybe keep that as you shift into chaturanga. Maybe lift the back foot off and maybe step it back. Wherever you got to, we'll all meet in downward facing dog. And wonderful news, we get to do all of that on the other side. Inhale, sweep the left leg up. Exhale, step it between the hands. Plant the back foot, heel to arch alignment, and then inhale, leading with the right arm, warrior two. Checking in with those same alignment points. If you remember nothing else about this pose, don't let the front knee collapse in. Take a few more breaths here. Reach strongly through the arms, but relax the shoulders. And then as you inhale, start to reach forward, forearm to thigh, hand to the inside or hand to the outside. Block is always an option. Inhale, reach the right arm up, and then as you exhale, stretch it overhead, creating a long line of energy from the back edge of the back foot to the fingertips. And gently nudging that left knee, pinky toe side, and directly over its ankle. Maybe imagining that you can lean your upper back against the wall to open the chest. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse triangle. And then exhale, bring the left hand to the inside of the left foot. Cartwheel the right hand down as you walk the left foot over and come into your version of lizard pose. You can always have blocks to rest your hands or your forearms on. Wherever you are, I want you to think of lengthening the torso and simultaneously sinking the hips while having a buoyancy. It's an active stretch, not just a flopping into your passive structures. And then start to hug the left knee into the outer left arm, come up onto the left toes, and then maybe the left foot kicks off to the side, the knee stays on the arms, and then maybe you shift forward into Chaturanga, keeping the knee as it is, and then maybe you're able to float the back leg, maybe you step back. Wherever you are, we meet in Downward Dog. Look towards the front of the mat, step, walk or float. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, balanced chair. Inhale, chair. 2 more. Exhale, balanced chair. Inhale, chair. Exhale, balanced chair. Keep the raising of the heels. Slowly start to sink yourself down. Keep the arms reaching back. It's going to be a little bit harder than the arms reaching forward. And sink yourself all the way down onto your heels. And then come into ball of yarn. So wrapping the arms around the knees, trying to stay as high up onto the toes as you can. And the tighter that you hug the knees, it's a really nice deep compression of the hip joint. Also working on the balance. And then exhale, slowly releasing into a forward fold, giving the legs a little bit of a shake out. And then inhale, make your way into chair pose. Exhale to stand. Give yourself a little bit of room at the front of your mat. We're going to work our way towards flying pigeon. So it's just an option, but if you know that's something you want to try, make sure you've got a little bit of room. Take the hands to the hips, shift the weight to the left foot, and then bring the right ankle to cross across the top of the left knee. Keep the hands on the hips as you start to sink the hips back, as if you're sinking into a single leg chair. And no matter how far you're going with this stretch, we're all going to hold here for a few breaths. You might keep the hands on the hips, hands to the heart, or hook the elbows around the shin. And then you might choose to stay here for the next few breaths. You might have a couple of blocks that you can put your hands on to bring the floor a little bit closer to you. Otherwise, you're going to plant the hands in front of you, the same distance you would for Chaturanga, and then hook your left foot around the back of hook your right foot around the back of your left arm, like a little monkey tail, as you rest the right shin on the back of the right arm. So your arms are a shelf. Start to shift the weight forward as you start to draw the left heel in towards the left glute. Maybe stay here, or maybe you extend the left leg out behind you. And then maybe float it back to Chaturanga. Otherwise, make your way out of however far you got, any way that you can, and we'll all meet back at the top of the mat. And then take a nice deep inhale through the nose, and then exhale through the mouth, letting go of whatever happened on that side, and knowing that it's just a yoga pose. Make sure you've got enough room on your mat for whatever stage you're going to. Take the hands to the hips, cross the left ankle over the top of the right knee. Take an inhale here, and then as you exhale, start to sink the hips back. So really make sure you get the backwards motion of the hips so that the chest can come forward. Flex through the left ankle. Stay with the hands at the hips, hands to the heart, elbows to the shins, or you might take the hands down to rest on something or have a chair. Wherever you are, I just want you to feel a stretch in your left hip. And then choose to stay here or take the hands down to the floor, to blocks. Sometimes it helps to hop the right leg back. Hook the left foot around the right arm. Rest the shin on the back of both arms. Start to shift the weight forward as you draw the right heel in towards the bum. Stay there, or maybe start to extend the leg behind you. And then stay there, or step, walk, float. However you can, we'll all meet back standing at the top of the mat. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, with or without a vinyasa. Back to downward dog. There's a really cool bug that's crawling across my mat. It's like this metallic kind of green or red. I wish I could show it to you. Oh, it's going to crawl on my finger. Sorry. Inhale, take the right leg up. And then as you exhale, step it in between. I think it thinks I'm food. Step it in between the hands. And then inhale, come up, warrior two. Exhale, reverse your warrior, lift the front heel. Inhale, come into side angle pose. Exhale, reverse triangle. And then this time as you inhale, reach as far forward as you can, hinging forward at the hip, and come into triangle pose. Again, a block, shin, knee, wherever your hand reaches. Don't put pressure on the knee if that's where your hand is. You want to gently unlock the back of your knee so that you're strong through the leg, even through both sides of the torso. Take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, take the top hand to the top hip. Start to bend through the right leg as you take the right hand forward and pinky toe side and make your way into half moon pose. Right hand can hover, right fingertips can be down. The left hip will come slightly down towards the floor, but the left leg is strong. And then spiral open through the chest, thinking of the right ribs moving towards the front body. And then you can stay here, or if you want to take Chapasana, start to bend through the left leg, bend slightly through the right leg so that you can tilt the torso forward, I find is the easiest way to get into it. And if you grab a hold of the foot or your strap, strongly kick the foot back into the hand, opening up through the chest and the shoulder. Got bitten by an ant. We're having a good nature day today, guys. If you've got a hold of your foot, slowly with control release, inhale. And then your exhale is going to be a goddess squat. So start to bend through the right leg, step the left foot wide, the toes turn out to the corners of the mat and sink down. Take the hands to the insides of the legs, inhale here, and then exhale, drop the shoulder, rotate the spine. Inhale, center, exhale. One more each side. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale here, and then as you exhale, you're going to come into Skandasana at the front of the mat. So sink right down into the right leg, heel can lift, and then rotate the left foot up to the sky. And stay with the hands on the floor, or maybe bring the hands to heart center. Take an inhale here, and then as you exhale, you're going to shift it over towards the back of the mat. Inhale, exhale, shift. One more, inhale, exhale. Sorry, two more to the front of the mat. And we meet in low lunge. Inhale, sweep the right arm up, and then as you exhale, stay here or shift yourself over into side plank on the left. Maybe coming into a tree side plank with the foot at the calf or the upper inner thigh. Take one more inhale here. Maybe keep holding the tree as you exhale, come into plank or tree plank. Lower, maybe tree chaturanga, and then release the leg, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, sweep the left leg up. Exhale, step it between the hands. Drop the back foot. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Inhale, reverse your warrior, raise the heel. Exhale, side angle pose, sweep the arm forward. Inhale, reverse triangle. And then exhale, lean all the way forward, lengthen the torso, triangle. Gently unlock the front knee, weight is through the front big toe. And fire up both sides of the waist to keep an even length through the spine. Take the top hand to the top hip, look forward, start to bend the left leg. Take the left hand forward and out and come into half moon on this side. Even weight through the left leg. Right hip comes slightly down as you spiral open through the chest. And choose to stay here or start to dip the chest down, bending the right knee, reaching back for the outside edge of the right ankle or foot, and opening up into Chapasana. If you've got a hold of the foot, slowly inhale, release, and then your exhale is goddess squat, so step it nice and wide. Toes point towards the back corners of the mat. Inhale. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Inhale, raise the heels. Exhale. Two more. Inhale. You can always raise one at a time. Exhale, or ignore me completely. Inhale. Exhale. Take an inhale here, and then as you exhale, Skandasana to the front of the mat. Again, hands can be down or hands can be at the heart. Inhale here. Exhale to the back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Rotate yourself to the front of the mat. Inhale, sweep the left arm up. Stay or step to side plank. Woo! On the right leg. Always feel free to drop the bottom knee. Stay or maybe take a tree variation. Strongly lifting through the right leg, making sure the weight is not through the knee. And take an inhale here. Exhale. Bring the left hand down. Maybe stay in tree pose. And then lower to chaturanga, still in tree. And then up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look towards the hands, step, walk or float through to a seat. And then from here we're going to come into a variation of figure four. So you're going to take your weight back onto your hand and come into reverse tabletop. So you want your wrists directly under your shoulders. Your hands can point out if that's more comfortable for you. So take a couple of breaths in reverse tabletop first to open up through the shoulders. And then from here, you're going to take your right ankle, cross it over your left knee. And you can stay here. If this feels good for you and it's opening your hip and it's opening your shoulders and you want to stay here. Otherwise, you can start to bring your bum back down to the floor and just work your way in towards your knee. Wherever you are, you're gently drawing the right knee away from the body, so towards the left foot. And the chest is tall, collarbones broad. Take one more breath wherever you are. And then as you exhale, slowly release. If you have come back down to the mat, come back into tabletop. And then take the left ankle, cross it over the right knee. Stay here, opening the left knee towards the floor. Or start to bend back through the right knee, walking the hands in towards the bum, opening up through the chest. Try and keep both sit bones on the floor if you're in the seated variation. And one is not better than the other. It really just depends what gives you the best stretch in your body. And then exhale, slowly lower down. Scoot yourself to the back of your mat. And then bring the sole of the right foot to the inside of the left leg for Chapasana. Turn yourself to face the left leg. Inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. And then exhale, fold it forward, crossing the right hand to the outside of the foot. Inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, fold. Inhale, slowly bring yourself back up, and then we'll switch it over. Take the right leg long, take the sole of the left foot to the inside of the leg. Turn yourself to face the right leg. Inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. And then exhale, crossing the left hand to the outside of the leg, ankle, shin, foot, wherever you've grabbed a hold of. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, think of folding from the hip. Just noticing any differences between the sides. It's not inherently a good or a bad thing. It's often just a daily patterns thing, habitual thing. And then slowly roll it all the way up. Bring the soles of both feet together for Baddha. So you might stay propping with your hands behind your hips, getting yourself nice and tall. You might take the hands to the feet, opening up the feet like a book, or you might take the elbows to the insides of the knees and keeping the spine long, gently start to fold yourself forward. So you don't have to be rigid in your spine. You can round forward, but you don't want to slouch and collapse through the neck and the chest. And then take the hands to the outsides of the knees and draw them together. And come to a cross-legged position. So we're going to finish seated today, but if you want to take traditional Shavasana, then come down to the floor and take a supine twist. Otherwise, inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. And then as you exhale, twist yourself over to the right. Wherever you are, inhale, make your way through center. And then exhale, take yourself to the other side. And then inhale, bring yourself through center. And wherever you are, make your way into your comfortable final position, turning the hands up towards the sky, closing the eyes. Taking a nice deep breath in through the nose and letting it go through the mouth. And I invite you to stay here as long as you have time for. The hips tend to be a place where we hold a lot of emotion, a lot of tension, and a lot of stress. A lot can come up when you do the big hip opener classes, so stay with that. Learn to breathe through it. Learn to be comfortable in your bug discomfort. And just learn to not hold attachment to those feelings. Just be an observer. Today, as you go forward, may you have a calmness in your thoughts, meaning in your words, and lightness in your heart. Namaste.